Hi, this is Scott Dudley, and welcome to episode number 37 of Funnel Fella Radio, where today we're going to be taking a look at the 8 things you need for an effective lead magnet. So, the entry point to most sales funnels, especially for cold traffic, is usually a lead magnet. So, it's really crucial that you get this first step right. Otherwise, really, the success of your funnel is doomed right from the start. And obviously, if you're getting hardly any opt-ins, then that means you won't be getting many sales, if any. And it also means you won't be able to reach many people with follow-up messages or broadcasts either. So it makes it hard to become profitable. And the conversion rate of your lead magnet is crucial to the success of your funnel. So it's really important to come up with something that you know your target market wants, instead of just guessing what they want. So with that said, I'm going to give my thoughts and analysis on Digital Marketer's excellent 8-point lead magnet checklist. So I've got their checklist open here. They're starting off here by asking you to describe the lead magnet promise. So obviously every lead magnet that you're offering, it needs to offer some sort of promise to the person that's visiting the page. There needs to be some outcome that they're going to experience, or there needs to be something that they're actually going to get out of it. So that's where you need to be clear on what's the main thing that they're going to get out of it. What is the end goal of this lead magnet that you're giving to them, and why is it so important that they download it? All right, so that's the first thing. And then there is a bit of a checklist here for the type of lead magnet, where they run through the different lead magnets that you can offer. So the first one is a report or a guide. I'm not sure if reports or guides these days are as effective as they used to be for lead magnets, particularly if it's a long 150-page report. Most people just simply aren't going to read it. I think it's best to keep the lead magnet short, sweet, to the point, and something that they can consume quickly. So I'm not sure if the report or the guide is a good thing to be offering them these days. Then another option is a toolkit or a resource list. I think that's an excellent option for a lead magnet, as long as it's something that people are actually going to want. A software download or a trial, this is absolutely perfect if you're selling software as a service or any type of software. Obviously, a free trial is the perfect way to get them in and get their email address. Quiz or a survey, I've talked about that in, I think it was the most recent Funnel Fella Radio episode, particularly the Ryan Levesque model with the ask method. This is an excellent way to bring in leads as well and segment them. Blind sales material. Not 100% sure what he's referring to there as far as a lead magnet goes, but anyway. I'll move on to the next one. A cheat sheet or a handout, that's absolutely perfect, as long as, again, what you're providing is useful. Basically, a cheat sheet is just like a one-page document which gives you a list of points that you need to check off to make sure that you've got everything that's required. That's an excellent lead magnet. Video training, again, that can be effective if it's something that the target market is struggling with, or if they'd find interesting or useful, then absolutely. A discount or free shipping, obviously, well, the free shipping would be more suited to a physical product, or you could also offer like a discount, whether it's physical or a digital product. An assessment or a test, that's another interesting way to bring in leads as well as a lead magnet, depending on what sort of product you're trying to sell. And also step 1 of an order form. So that's where you will send them to an order page and try to get them to buy something, I guess. Step 1 of an order form. So yeah, there's a few different ways that they've got listed here for the different types of lead magnets. And then if we come down to the actual 8-point lead magnet checklist, so let's run through these points and see my take on each one of these. So the first one is to be ultra specific. And they're saying here that lead magnets should never be vague or boiled chicken. They must offer an ultra specific solution to an ultra specific market. So that sounds absolutely spot on to me. There's no point offering general sorts of lead magnets that are applied to a broad range of people. You want to really pinpoint the target audience. You want to be clear on what it is that they're struggling with the most. And it needs to be extremely specific to help the exact target market that you're trying to aim for. So, you know, no generic one-size-fits-all solutions. You want to try to really drill down and get as deep into the particular niche that you're aiming for as possible. So the next one is one big thing. So this is an important one as well that Michael Masterson talks about, where it's really important to just focus on one specific aspect rather than multiple aspects, because people find it difficult to focus on more than one thing at a time. So you can have different parts or segments of the one thing, but you want to keep it all focused on the one topic. So what they're saying here is that everyone wants a magic pill or a silver bullet. So it's always better to make and deliver one big promise as opposed to a lot of little ones. So yeah, that's exactly what Michael Masterson says, and it makes a lot of sense as well. So the next one is to speak to a known desired end result. So they're saying here, what does your market really want? If you can figure that out and offer a lead magnet that promises it, they'll gladly give you their contact information and attention in return. Hint, talk about the size of the holes, not the size of the drill bits. So the desired end result. Now, there could be a few things, a few results that they want, but you really have to drill down to what is the end result that they want. And the example of the size of the holes compared to the size of the drill bits is perfect, because when people are buying a drill, they don't really care about the drill bits. What they're interested in is making a hole in the wall, isn't it? I mean, that's the end result, the whole purpose of buying a drill. So that's where you need to be focusing on and talking up the actual holes and not so much the drill bits. And this really comes down to the difference between features and benefits. And a feature just basically describes what the actual specific aspects of the product that you're buying. So if it's a car, it might have, I don't know, 10-inch wheels, 8 cylinders, whatever. But what you want to do is drill down further so that you can find out, so what's the point or what's the reason for that particular feature. So that's where you can add what they call a so you can bridge. So when you're talking about the drill bits here, so the actual drill bits, so you can drill a hole. And if you add that so you can onto the end of any feature and then complete the sentence, then at the end of it, you're going to have the benefit. And that's what they really want. So they don't care about the drill bits, they care about the hole. So that's what they're saying here. Make sure that you speak to a known desired end result. Drill down further and work out what it is they actually really want. Okay. And then the next one is immediate gratification. So this sort of gets back to the point that I was talking about before with the report as a lead magnet. I mean, really nobody wants to, in most cases, nobody's going to want to read a 200-page lead magnet report, because for the average person, that would take them a good week or maybe even a month to read. And by the time they finish reading it, they've pretty much forgotten about you. And generally, the whole purpose of a lead magnet is to eventually get them to purchase the product, isn't it? To upsell them to actually make a purchase. And if it takes them a month to actually get through the lead magnet, then by that time they've forgotten about you, and the chances that you're able to upsell them into purchasing something are slim to none. So that's why they're saying here to avoid using newsletters and multi-day email courses as your lead magnet. Your market wants a solution and they want it now. Okay, so there's no point giving them something that's going to take them forever to get through and consume. You want to give them something that they can consume quickly. And that's why I was saying that the checklist is a perfect lead magnet, because the checklist only really would take, less than 60 seconds to read, and they get the value out of it instantly. And that's the ideal sort of thing that we're talking about here. And that really hones in on the immediate gratification. So the next point that they're referring to here is that it shifts the relationship. So the best lead magnets do more than inform. They actually change the state and mindset of your prospect. So they're pre-framed to engage in future business with your company. So really, that's the whole point of the lead magnet, is to build a relationship with the person that, the cold traffic, the person that you've just brought in as a lead. In most cases, they will have never heard of you. And if they've never heard of you, then, the chances of them buying something are slim to none as well. So that's why you need to introduce yourself and show that you're an expert, show that you can help them, and get them in that right frame of mind where they're going to consider, well, what I've just got's great. So what's the next step? What can I do next? How can this person help me? And as long as you do this the right way, and you genuinely show that you want to help them and that you can help them, you're qualified to help them, and that what you're offering is, a solution to their problem, then they're going to, in a lot of cases, end up converting from a prospect into a customer. And really, that's the whole point of the lead magnet, is to shift them from cold traffic into warm or hot traffic, so that the trust factor, which is really important, is significantly shifted. Because when you first come across a company or somebody selling something, if you've never heard of them before, if you don't know who they are, then there's no chance that you're going to purchase it until you've actually experienced, some sort of relationship with that company or that person. And then that shifts your mindset into more of a buying mindset, where you're a lot more inclined to actually purchase from that person or that company. So the next one is extremely important. In fact, out of all of these 8 points, I reckon that this one is the most important one that is crucial. So we're talking about high perceived value. So just because your lead magnet is free, it doesn't mean it should look free. And that's exactly right. That's why you need to be using professional graphics and imagery to establish real monetary value for your lead magnet in the mind of your visitor. So, if you're offering something that is, it just looks like something you've slapped together in 5 minutes, or, if it actually looks like the value of it is $0, then it's not really going to, pique the interest of the new prospect. So they need to look at it and instantly think, oh yeah, well, that looks like it's worth money. I'd actually pay for this. So just because they're getting it for free, you don't want them to actually think that the value of it is free as well. It needs to have that high perceived value and to actually get them excited. And that point really ties into the next point of the high actual value. These two are really, in my opinion, it's really the same thing. The 2 points are intertwined with each other. high perceived value and high actual value. Because they're saying here, if your lead magnet is all sizzle and no steak, then you may get their contact information, but you'll lose their attention. And to win, you must promise and deliver the goods. So that's where it really needs to be something that is valuable. And it needs to be something that the target market or your target audience would whip out their wallet and they would pay for it. And one thing which I think freaks a lot of people out is that, in my opinion, the lead magnet that you're offering, it should be the most valuable thing that you've got in the whole funnel. Because if you don't get them into the funnel, then your chances of selling anything to them are obviously zero. Whereas if you can offer them something outstanding on the front end that just blows them away and get them into the funnel, then you can then, set up a series of products using upsells and order bumps where you increase your average cart value to a high enough level to where you're actually making money and it's worthwhile. So obviously not everybody that gets the lead magnet is going to convert into a customer. But, particularly if it's a digital product, which isn't actually costing you anything to produce or to ship, then why not just give that away for free? The very best thing that you've got, something that's going to blow them away and, instantly impresses them, then why not give that away for free? And then you structure the rest of the funnel so that, the other stuff that you're selling them is related to the lead magnet, but that's where you actually make the money. And then there should be some back-end product, which might even come later on in the buying sequence, maybe not in the same funnel, but maybe that's where you send out a follow-up email a week or two later, where you offer them some sort of high-ticket product, whether that's a service or a product, that's 4 or 5 figures, and then that covers your costs. This doesn't always work if it's a physical product. Giving away something, that's worth $1,000 on the front end is obviously probably not very smart business, because a lot of people are going to take you for a ride and not end up, buying anything else from you. They just want the free product. But if it's a digital product, that's the absolute ideal front end product. Give away your very best digital product on the front end, and then get them into the funnel, and then get them buying the main product. Offer them something complimentary as an order bump, then add a couple of upsells, get them into your email list, and then send them a message a week or two later, and offering them, some sort of high ticket product on the back end, which then just sort of explodes the average customer lifetime value of each customer. So just something to think about, but don't be freaked out by giving away something that, you would sell for $1,000 on the front end if it's a digital product. There's no production costs. It's not, you can sell as many of them as you like without having to keep producing anything. So it really is the ideal front end product to not only blow people away, but to also get them into the funnel. So that's something that, it's well worth thinking about. Most people, they want to sell their best product, or maybe, put it in as an upsell, but I highly recommend that is the front end of the funnel. Get them in there and then upsell them. And then the last one that we've got here is rapid consumption, which we've already sort of spoken about as well. That one sort of relates to the immediate gratification. They could also be grouped together. So they're saying here, you don't want your lead magnet to be a roadblock in your sales funnel. So ideally, it should be able to be consumed or experienced in 5 minutes or less. In other words, avoid long, boring ebooks that take days to read. So that's pretty much repeating what I've already mentioned. Probably the worst thing that you can offer is a long, boring ebook, as they're saying here. That may have worked 5-10 years ago. And they're also mentioning here newsletters as well. A newsletter is not something that you want to be offering as your lead magnet. That might be something that they get added to your newsletter on top of opting in, which of course you should always be asking for permission for that as well. But that shouldn't be the main thing that you're offering them, because that's not sexy enough, and it's not something that you can consume within 5 minutes or less. That's why the quiz is absolutely perfect. You can go through a quiz in 1 or 2 minutes, and then you're done. You can also, the cheat sheet was another one. That's absolutely perfect. That can be consumed quickly. And then if we just come back up here, where was it? The software download or the trial. So that, usually that can be consumed within 5 minutes as well, that they can access their software and start using it straight away. And also the video training is not a bad one as well, as long as it's not like a 30-minute video training. Try to keep that as short to the point as possible. But yeah, that's highly important, that you also make sure that they can consume the lead magnet quickly, because the whole point of getting an opt-in or a lead in the first place is to then pretty much immediately offer them something to purchase straight after they've opted in on the thank you page of the lead magnet. So there's absolutely no reason why you should wait until they've opened your emails, or a week later to offer them something. As soon as they've opted in, offer them something on the thank you page of the lead magnet. A percentage of people will take it. Some people will, some people won't. Those people that do take it, if they're impressed, then there's every chance that they'll end up purchasing at least something. And for those that don't, then you can always retarget or follow up with them with emails in the future. So anyway, that's my take on the 8-point lead magnet checklist from digital marketer Ryan Dice's company. An excellent resource. And that's pretty much it for today. I'll catch up with you soon in the next episode of Funnel Fella Radio. Take care. Speak to you soon. Bye.